Yeah, mostly because I was curious to see how it was arranged because I really didn't notice before, but I looked inside my rigid vacuum, which is a little bit bigger than this one, and has lots more suction, and the nozzle is actually turned sideways in this as well. Now we look in here and we look at the filter, it's a bigger filter, and it's pretty plugged. Well, I had a lot of people ask me why I just don't use the blowgun or recommending that I use the blowgun. Well, I tried that before, a long time ago. And it does work, but it takes a lot longer. So what I did, for that filter, it's a bit smaller. My other one doesn't work. It's also longer. I made a different one here. It's just a piece of 2x4 with a threaded rod through. And I'm going to take it out and try it out. It's quite a bit colder today. Also, there's not a lot of wind, so I don't know which way to stand so that the dust doesn't blow on me, so I'm going to get far away as I can. Also, this one hasn't been touched. I didn't knock it out like I did the other one before doing it, so you get to see it. I think the breeze is blowing that way. Let's hope it is. Okay, lay in the camera. Doesn't matter where I stand, it's still blowing on me. I can use the hose to blow myself off after. Now that sounds bad. Okay, look at that. Look at how clean that is. There's nothing left in the pleats at all. There's a little bit on me, but it goes with the territory. Amazing job, real quick too. I was supposed to be assembling this today. I'm not doing it today. It's too cold outdoors. That means that I can't really raise the heat up in here. It's only supposed to be -9 tomorrow, only. So I'll be starting this tomorrow. I won't be showing any of the build on this channel of that machine. There'll be one single video on my other channel, probably in a little over a week. It depends on how much time it takes me to get everything done and something actually produced from it, because I want to show that too. I had a lot of comments about it being for free, you know, and seeing all the other people getting theirs for free. Well, they're not really for free. We're getting them in exchange for showing them. It's a promotional type thing. You get the machine, and then in exchange I have to make a video, just like everybody else has to make a video showing it. And that's advertisement, so you're not going to see a lot of that from me either on this channel or on my main channel. The difference here is I was really interested in getting one of these, well, a small CNC in particular, for a long time, because I could see the possibilities for it, especially with some of the things that I do. Not in the general run of things that I do out here and, you know, in a lot of my videos, but in some of the things that I've done in the past and some of the things I want to do in the future, it would be very handy to have something like that, to make very small, intricate parts that would be way too tedious to make by hand or would have too much of a margin for error by hand. So that's the reason why I want it. That's the reason why I'm doing it. Otherwise, I would have turned the offer down. Well, not a whole lot of building in this video, but I do want to talk about a couple of things that I keep getting comments on. People say that I need a bigger shop, and a bigger shop is in the plans. What I want to do is extend this shop out that way, behind the camera, towards the street, and add on a garage, single car garage, and an extension on the workshop. And I've got a drawing made up for that I've been working on off and on. This workshop used to be a garage. It's 13 feet wide, it's 27 feet long. It's a good sized space, but I've got a lot of stuff in here already. And you know, I've tried to maximize it. The table saw has to be in the middle of the room for me. Nowhere else is going to work for me. It has to be, it can't be over to one side. I need access to every side of the table saw at all times. That's the perfect place for it. Some of the other things that are in here, they could be shifted around, but I really can't envision a better layout for them in this space. But when I do put the addition on, that'll give me an extra around 230 square feet to work with, and I'll be able to move some of the smaller things out there and free up some floor space in here. Something else I've gotten comments on is how I heat the shop. People are recommending that I put a wood stove in or a rocket stove or whatever, and I would if I had the space. That's the thing, I don't really have the space in here for something like that. Not only that is, I've well insulated this, well, relatively well insulated it, so it's not that difficult to heat. If you keep a minimum amount of heat in here, the floor slab doesn't freeze, and that way it's not that difficult to raise the temperature. It doesn't feel freezing cold out here. If the floor slab is above freezing, that's half the battle right there. What I'm using right now is a 2,000 watt baseboard heater. It's on the end wall, you've seen it. I've got a programmable thermostat. I used to have a mechanical one in here before, the bimetal bar ones. Those aren't accurate at all, and they're difficult to set to a low temperature. The programmable one, I can bring it right down to 5 degrees. It'll hold it there. It doesn't vary at all. Because those things are electronic, they sense the temperature in the room with an electronic device. Prior to this, I had a 4,800 watt construction heater that I spent over $100 on. It was a pile of junk. I'm going to put a picture of it on the screen here to warn anybody away from buying one of these if they're thinking of a way to heat their shop with electricity. As for heating it with electricity, it's not really as bad as a lot of people think. I just got my bill for January and it was around $440. That is for the house though, to heat that, to heat the water in the house, to run all the appliances in the house. Everything that runs on electricity is on that bill from the house. Also, the heat, the lights, the equipment, everything out here is on there too. And I had the same thing set up that I actually had it heated higher during the month of January. It was warmer out here. I had to set warmer because I had the mechanical thermostat, and that wouldn't go down lower than say 10 degrees. Just a little bit about the sound treatment in here. The thing that you see behind me is the drop cloth with the fiberglass inside. The things that I have in the corners are the old panels that I used to have on the ceiling. They have insulation in them as well. And it took all of that material to make it so that the echo was gone from this room completely, or at least to the point where I could, you know, feel comfortable with the sound that I'm using with the camera. And I keep getting comments on both channels asking what it is, and that's what it's for. It's for the sound inside the workshop. I keep getting comments on people recommending different ways to do it. The only other way that I'm thinking about doing it is adding a drop ceiling to the workshop in here, and that would involve hanging T-bar about 4 inches down from the drywall, putting in lights, pan lights, you know, fluorescent lights you'll see in a school or whatever, and the rest of the ceiling would get ceiling tiles, and above the ceiling tiles would be more of the fiberglass insulation. And that would be the only thing that I think could equal the amount of sound deadening that I have with that material that's up there now. Well, that's going to be it for this video. I'm not going to be doing many more of these. I just wanted to do a little bit of an update on the thing here and to answer a couple of the questions that I keep getting. Not that it will stop the questions, but, you know, it'll satisfy the people that have been answering. Yeah, that's it. See you next time.